Welcome back to Waterbury Municipal Stadium. It's time for the back half of this Sunday afternoon doubleheader on the CACC network between Post and Georgian Court. I'm Matt Scalzo. Glad you can make me a part of your Sunday afternoon. Post took game one 5-1 in 9 innings, and now they get set for game two. That will only be 7 innings on this overcast afternoon in Waterbury. On the mound for the Eagles is Zion Frazier, the sophomore right-hander out of New London, Connecticut, transferred in from Stony Brook. For Frazier so far this year, he will be making his 5th appearance, first start of the year. He holds an even 9 ERA through 7 innings, where he's given up 7 runs, all of them earned on 14 hits, 8 strikeouts to 5 Ks, or 5 walks rather, with opponents hitting .368 against him. He will face Carter Reben to lead off, and we are underway in game one. Reben, a sharply hit ground ball fielded by Rivera on one hop, and with 1 pitch gone, there has already been 1 out in game two, as Reben is retired. First pitch coming at 2:50 local time. Temperature has gone up. It is 60 degrees. It's a little muggy outside, some humidity. But overall, a nice day, I'd say. Especially considering yesterday was cold and windy. I think a lot of people would be okay with this kind of weather. Stepping into the box is Frank Mara, the second baseman. He had a 2-for-4 performance in game one. A couple of singles his first time up, and then finished the day with 2 groundouts. He's ahead 2-0 against Frazier. That misses on the 2-0, and so it is now 3-0 to Mara. Took a little off that, and Frazier finds the zone right down the gut. Taken all the way was Mara. Frazier comes set, the 3-1, and he hits Mara. Either way, that was going to send Mara to first base, whether it was on a walk or a hit by pitch in that regard, with how that pitch was moving. We'll take a look at the Post defensive alignment. Out in center field is Damaris Rodriguez. He is flanked in right by Dario Sosa and in left by Hayden Roberge. Maiko Cardona occupies first. Rene Vega's at second. Jesse Alfala, the shortstop, and Justin Rivera is the third baseman. So it's the same outfield and infield. The one change has come behind the dish as Isaiah Velasco comes in place of Eric Perez. He completes the battery with Frazier, who's up 0-1 on Alex Elliott, the right fielder, who was 1-for-4 in game one. Had a fielder's choice in game one in the first time up, then flew out to right and ended with a single in the 9th. Snap throw to first. Mara dives back in ahead of the tag. The 1-1 from Frazier. Elliott drives it in the air, right center field, dropping quickly, and it'll split the gap. On his way to third goes Mara. Sosa has trouble with it in right field. Mara gets the wave around. There is no throw home, and Georgian Court strikes first in the top of the first inning. An RBI double from Alex Elliott that brings in Frank Mara. The Lions started fast in game one. They opened the scoring on an RBI fielder's choice from the man that's coming up to bat, and Sammy Cruz. That is the first RBI that has come on an actual hit for Georgian Court today. Just that RBI fielder's choice, and then after that, they were stifled by this Post offense There's a nice play by Frazier. He gets Elliott caught in a rundown. Vega, with a look at that speed. Vega able to track down Elliott. He gets the that was Alfala. He tracks him down and gets the second out. Advancing over to second goes Cruz. And so with an extra out, and it's basically like Cruz and Elliott just switched places. Tomas Tamargo comes up to bat, the left fielder for Georgian Court. Looking at the rest of this Lions lineup, batting sixth, they have the DH on deck is Jack Greenspan. Larry Rodriguez, the center fielder, bats seventh. Oliver Santana batting eighth, playing at third. And Cody Lewis, the catcher, bats ninth. Tamargo went around on that ball in the dirt. That misses outside, and it's 1-1. The 1-1 from Frazier. Breaking ball in the zone. 1-2. Frazier, his first appearance since the 4th of March against Bentley. Gave up 5 hits, 3 runs, all of them earned with 4 strikeouts and 2 walks and 3 2/3 innings of work. Here the 1-2 gets away from Velasco, and he picks it up late. Won't have a throw to third. Scampering down the line goes Cruz, another 90 feet. Two-two with 2 away, a runner on third in Cruz. Tamargo lifts this foul down the left field line. Another 2-2 from Frazier. Brushes inside and count runs full. Another payoff pitch, breaking ball, gets past Velasco. Here comes Cruz, the flip to Frazier. Got him! A heads-up play from Zion Frazier to hustle to home plate, beats Cruz. And the flip from Velasco, applied the tag, ends the inning. And Post able to escape any trouble. Just 1 run allowed on the RBI double from Alex Elliott. We head to the bottom half of the first with Georgian Court up 1-0. Welcome back to Waterbury Municipal Stadium. Bottom of the first upcoming. Georgian Court strikes first on an RBI double from Alex Elliott. They're up 1-0 in Game 2 of this Sunday afternoon doubleheader. Post took Game 1 5-1. Game 2, just 7 innings, so shorter game, not much to work, not a lot of room for error. Here for Post, trying to sweep Georgian Court on this opening series in CACC play. Rene Vega leads off. He batted in the 9-hole in Game 1. Now he gets bumped up all the way to the top, and he faces Anthony Ortega, the starting pitcher for Georgian Court. And Vega up ahead 2-0. Ortega, a freshman pitcher out of Perth Amboy, New Jersey, 6'1". And he's behind 3-0 to Vega. This is the third start for Ortega. He's 0-2 thus far. And his ERA is at 30.37 through 2 2/3 innings of work. He has given up 17 runs, 9 of those earned on 15 hits. 3 strikeouts to 4 walks. Opponents are batting .714 against Ortega. The 3-0 to Vega. Fastball in for a called strike. In Game 1, Vega was 1 for 3 with a single in the 4th. The 3-1. Vega, hard hit ground ball up the middle. Mara fields on the backhand, fires to first, and it's in time for out number 1. Let's look at the defensive alignment for the Lions here in Game 2. A change behind the plate. It's Cody Lewis getting the nod in place of Israel Garcia. Sammy Cruz, Frank Mara, Carter Reben, and Oliver Santana from first to third around the infield. That remains unchanged, as does the outfield with Larry Rodriguez in center. He's joined in right by Alex Elliott and Tomas Tamargo in left. Jesse Alfala steps into the box, and he takes the first pitch ball down low from Ortega. .1-0 is off the mark, and it's now 2-0 to Alfala. Misses, and it's 3-0. Alfala in Game 1 had a single in the first, came in to score, reached on an error in the third. He also scored on a walk with a couple of pop-up and a ground out for him in Game 1. 3-0 in there on the outside corner for called strike 1. And the 3-1 is on the inside corner for called strike. Alfala jumped out of the way, thought it was going to hit him. Ended up catching the zone for Ortega, who has worked backwards against these first 2 post hitters. Payoff pitch. Alfala lifts it foul down the first base side. Another payoff pitch. Alfala lifts it out to left. Elliott's there. 2 gone. Looking at the rest of this post order, coming up to bat is Damaris Rodriguez. Behind him, Justin Rivera bats in the cleanup spot. Michael Cardona bats 5th. Jalen Kelly, the designated hitter, who had the home run in Game 1, bats 6th. Hayden Roberge is batting 7th. Dario Sosa bats 8th. And the catcher, Isaiah Velasco, wraps things up batting 9th. As Rodriguez takes the first pitch ball in the inner half. Ortega paints the outside corner right at the bottom of the zone against Rodriguez. 1-1 bounces in and skips to the backstop. Here comes the 2-1. Moves inside on Rodriguez, and it's 3-1. Ortega has had to deal with 3-ball counts in first 2 batters. He's been able to get outs in both of them. See what the third time holds for Rodriguez. It is a walk. First base runner for Post in the bottom of the first. A 5-pitch, 2-out walk to Damaris Rodriguez. Brings up Justin Rivera. In game 1, Rivera had a sac fly in the first, then walked, and a couple of flyouts to end his day in his 4 trips to the plate. Rodriguez going on the first pitch. The throw down is not in time, and Rodriguez steals second. Throw was a little late from Cody Lewis. And Rodriguez picks up his first stolen base of the season, was 0 for 1 prior to that. A runner in scoring position for Justin Rivera. Holds back on his check swing on the fastball inside, and it's 2-0. Rodriguez going again. Rivera lines this into left, and Rodriguez will score easily. The hit and run was executed to perfection by Post, and they even it up at 1 with Rodriguez getting another RBI, his second of the day. And that's Rivera's 11th on the season, which leads the way for Post. He's now got an RBI in 5 of his last 6 back-to-back games with an RBI for Rivera. Had his hitting streak snapped in game 1 against Georgian Court today. Came in riding a 3-game hit streak. All of them were multi-hit games as well. The 1-0 catches the inside corner against Michael Cardona, who is currently riding a 7-game hitting streak after picking up an RBI single in his last at-bat in game 1. In the 7th. Also now it has extended his RBI streak up to 3 games after that 7th inning RBI single. Jammed inside on a foul ball that went off of home plate. Count moves to 2-2 with 2 away. Rivera still over at first. And just like they did in game 1, Post answered from an opening inning run from Georgian Court with a run of their own in the bottom half of the first. A 2-2 from Ortega is in the dirt, skips away from Lewis. Advancing over to second goes Rivera. And the count runs full with 2 away now. Payoff pitch to Cardona. Shot the other way and right. Down the line and a whirl into the corner. Out of reach for Elliot. Cardona motoring on his way to second. The throw comes in late from Mera, and coming in to score is Rivera. Cardona with an RBI double, and Post jumps in front in the bottom of the first. The hit streak continues for Cardona. It's up to 8 games. And the RBI streak is now 4 consecutive games for Cardona. Gives him his 6th RBI on the year, and Post didn't take long to answer back with the lead. Jalen Kelly now steps into the box. Takes the first pitch away and in the dirt for ball 1. For Kelly, he went 1 for 4 in game 1, had the solo home run in the 4th inning. His first of the season. The 1-1. Strong pitch from Ortega. Kind of an indecisive swing from Kelly. Went halfway around. Tried to hold up, and he'll reset as home plate umpire talking with Ortega. Counts at 2-2 with 2 away. Kelly digs back in as Ortega sets on the bump. 2-2 is away. Count runs full against Kelly. Payoff pitch. Low. And it's a full count walk issued to Jalen Kelly. Brings up Hayden Roberg. Roberge leads the team among qualified players in terms of average, batting .359 with 6 RBIs. Has 2 runners on as he takes the first pitch breaking ball in for a strike from Ortega. Cardona's at second with Kelly on first. In game 1, Roberge went 1 for 3 with the runs scored and an RBI. The 0-1 bounces in, scooped on the backhand by Lewis. As the count moves to 1-1. The 1-1. Painted outside, and it's 1-2 now to Roberge. Ortega looking to get out of this inning. He came in pitching with the lead, just like his counterpart Ryan Bolello did in game 1. But he will exit without the lead. Bolello exited bottom of the first, tied at 1 in game 1. Ortega trying to hold it at just a 1-run deficit for his offense. Roberge choked up on the bat. A 1-2. Another foul ball by Hayden Roberge. Roberge batted 3rd in game 1. He's dropped all the way to the 7 spot in game 2. Big leads at both first and second The 1-2. Bounces in and gets past Lewis. It's up the first base side. Advancing another 90 feet goes Cardona over to third. Kelly will hold over at first. It's the second time we've seen that breaking ball from Ortega just be tough for Lewis to handle. And then he loses sight of it in the process. Putting runners on the corners with 2 away on a 2-2 count in the bottom of the first. And Rober's looking to break it open. The 2-2. Roberge again, another foul ball. This one lifted down the right field line. Kelly faked the steal over at first. He has not attempted to steal a base this season. As Cruz will now hold onto him over at first. 2-2, Roberge, line drive, left field. That is down, and in comes Cardona to score. It is 3-1 Post in the bottom of the first. Roberge gets another RBI. And now Dario Sosa, the right fielder and 8-hitter, comes up. Kelly now in scoring position over at second, inching his lead ever so slightly as the breaking ball loops outside to Sosa. Sosa was 1 for 4 in game 1. The 1-0 is driven out towards right field, drifting into foul territory. Long run for Elliott. He will not get there. And the count evened at 1-1. Sosa on the season currently a .214 hitter. Starting in his 8th game, making his 9th appearance of the year. The 1-1. Sosa pulls it down the line, foul. Count moves to 1-2. Sosa has struggled over the last 6 games hitting-wise. He is just 3 for his last 19. And is 2 for 10 total in this series against Georgian Court. The 1-1 is low, blocked by Lewis. Two and one with 2 gone. It's Roberge over at first, Kelly at second. Ortega has had to deal with a lot of long counts. Fakes a throw over to second. It's just a way to reset the pitch clock. There is no one in Reben or Mara even remotely covering. Kelly with a large lead. The 2-2 is outside to Sosa. And once again, it's another full count. The 9-hitter Isaiah Velasco stands on deck. The payoff pitch, runners going. It is low to Sosa. He works a 2-out walk, and the bases are now loaded for Isaiah Velasco. As the 3rd walk issued by Ortega. Cody Lewis comes out and just has a quick word with him. A lot of those pitches were close. It wasn't like Ortega was just completely falling off the table, missing wildly. So Velasco now comes up. Started in game 2 on Saturday at Georgian court. Oh, there goes his bat. It was flying out of his hands. Over behind the Georgian court dugout on the first base side. But as I was saying, for Velasco, he started game 2 of the doubleheader yesterday. Went 2 for 2, had 3 runs scored, an RBI, double, a couple of walks. He just found his way on base. As he'll try and get some more grip on his bat. Some pine tar as well. Just trying to hold on to the bat. That's always a good first step. But Velasco comes in riding a 4-game hit streak. He's 4 for his last 11, spanning over the last 5 games. And time is called, and an 0-1 count with 2 outs. Bases are loaded. Sosa's at first, Roberge is at second, and Kelly 90 feet away at third. The 0-1 is in the dirt and blocked by Lewis. The 1-1 to Velasco. Swing and a miss. He's down 1-2. Velasco, a transfer from Cal Berkeley. Did not play in 2024 or 2023 with the Bears. Initially started at Glendale Community College in 2022. Where he hit .443. And here's a seeing eye base hit up the middle. Kelly will score. Roberge rounding, coming home. The throw is late. Advancing over to third, and in there safely is Sosa. And then taking advantage and going to second is Velasco. And it's a 5-run bottom of the first for the Eagles as they have batted around against Ortega. Couple more RBIs for Isaiah Velasco, whose hit streak now extends to 5 games, along with a couple more RBIs in his weekend total, up to 3. Back to the top of the order with Rene Vega, who takes the first pitch ball. What's even more crazy is that Ortega started this inning with 2 outs. He retired Vega and then Alfala back-to-back, who stands on deck. And since then has been Post getting on base with 2 outs. Last 7 hitters have gotten on base. It's been walk, hit, walk, hit for Post since the flyout for Alfala. 2-0 is outside to Vega, and he's ahead 3-0. So it started with Damaris Rodriguez. He worked the walk, stole a base, came in a score on an RBI single from Justin Rivera, who was drove in on a double from Cardona. And that 3-0 is low, and Vega has worked a 2-out walk to load the bases once again. And now we will have a mound visit. Is this going to be the day for Anthony Ortega? Got off to a good start, retiring the first 2 batters, but the last 8 hitters have reached for Post, as they've also batted around in this first inning. So I'll recap you on what's happened so far. The It was an RBI double from Alex Elliott in the top of the first for Georgian court. And then here in the bottom half, Justin Rivera tied it on an RBI single. He was then driven in by Michael Cardona on RBI double. Cardona came in on an RBI single from Hayden Roberge. And then it was the two-run single from Isaiah Velasco that brought in Kelly and Roberge. Well, that is where we are at a 5-1 game as Ortega will stay in with 2 outs. There is Sosa at third, Velasco at second, and Vega over at first. As Alfalo was the last post hitter to be retired on a fly out to right. And the first pitch misses to Alfalo. The 1-0. Outside 2-0. That gets past Lewis. Here comes Sosa. There is no play at the plate. It's 6-1 post as Sosa comes in to score on the pass ball. Or wild pitch, whichever way it is scored. Also advancing over to third goes Velasco, and Vega now stands on second in a 3-0 count to Alfalo. Ortega comes home and misses low. And the bases are loaded once again now of a 4-pitch walk to Jesse Alfalo. And Damaris Rodriguez, who jump-started this whole train for post that has seen the last 9 hitters reach base, comes back up to bat, and he takes a big hack on the first pitch and comes up empty. The 0-1. Hard hit ground ball. Squeaks underneath the glove of Reben. 1 run is in. Rounding third. Here comes Vega. The throw is cut off. And it's 8-1 post on a 2-run single from Damaris Rodriguez. That drove in Velasco and Vega. That seemed like a ball that might have been able to get the lines out of this inning, but that just found its way through Reben, and they will charge him with an error. Now Alfalo's over at third, and Rodriguez stands on first. Rivera lays off the 0-1, and it moves to 1-1. Rivera had the RBI single his last time up. Takes the 1-1 low, and it's 2-1. Rivera lifts the 2-1. Right field, Elliott charging in. He makes the catch, and the inning is over. But the damage has been done. Post plates 8 in the bottom of the first. They batted around one time, and a total of 13 times Post came to the plate in the bottom of the first. We head to the top of the second. 8-1, Post in front. Welcome back to Waterbury Municipal Stadium here on this Sunday afternoon doubleheader. Post brings 8 runs across in the bottom half of the first inning and hold an 8-1 lead after Georgian Court striked first on an RBI double from Alex Elliott. It is now Jack Greenspan to lead off the DH here in the second inning. First pitch from Zion Frazier is upstairs for ball 1. Now he comes back in the zone on the fastball, and it's 1-1. Greenspan drives a 1-1, right center field, long run for Rodriguez, and he gets there in time for out number 1. Strong play from Damaris Rodriguez, got plenty of speed, and that one was slicing into the right center field gap for Greenspan. Did not play in game 1, but makes his 3rd start and 9th appearance of the year. Came into that bat as a .273 hitter, as now Larry Rodriguez comes up to bat, and Rodriguez in game 1 was 0 for 3, a strikeout, flyout, and a groundout on his day in game 1. And there's a strikeout of Rodriguez. Frazier gets his first. And that's out number 2 in the top of the second. Some more on that bottom of the first. 13 post hitters came to the plate. And what's crazy is that the first 2 reached base, or were retired rather, as there is a line drive that is up the middle out of reach for Alfala. And it's a 2-out base hit for Oliver Santana. Santana picks up his first hit. He was 0 for 3 in game 1. That's up to Cody Lewis now, who had a long first inning behind the plate. Takes a called strike on the outside corner. Lewis just playing in his 4th game. He's making his first start of the year. And this is just his 3rd at-bat. He is 1 for 2 on the year thus far. Lewis puts this one into center field. Rodriguez is there, and the inning is over. A 2-out base hit from Santana causes no trouble. We head to the bottom of the second. Post up by 7 on the CACC network. Welcome back to Waterbury. Bottom of the second inning. 8-1, Post in front. And Anthony Ortega's day has come to a close for Georgian Court. He went 1 inning through 64 pitches. Surrendered 8 runs, all of them earned on 5 hits with 5 walks. So now in comes Josiah Madeira, Jr. out of Toms River, New Jersey, deals a first pitch ball to Micah Cardona, or Michael Cardona, excuse me, who had an RBI double in that extremely long first inning. Madeira making his first appearance on the season. And does a nice job there on that breaking ball that just fell off the table and Cardona went around. In his junior year, Madeira, he was a 2-year starter at Ocean County College. The 1-2 off the mark, and it's 2-2. Last year in 2024, he made just one appearance as Cardona lines this into center field, and it will drop in front of Rodriguez for a leadoff base hit, and Cardona is 2 for 2. Seems to have found his swing again after starting game 1 0 for 3 and then picked up an RBI single in the 7th and has carried that forward with a double and an RBI in the first and now a leadoff single in the second. Joshua Kelly comes up after working a walk his first time up. Takes a ball upstairs for ball 1. But for Madeira, he made one appearance in 2024, got the win, striking out 5 across 7 innings, giving up 4 runs and 2 of those being earned. In 2023, he made 7 appearances, went 1-4 in 22 innings with a 8.59 ERA. The 2-0. High 3-0. Here's the 3-0. That is in the zone from Madeira. Taking all the way was Kelly, and it's 3-1. The 3-1. High, and it's the second walk for Kelly on the day. Hayden Roberge now steps into the box. Had an RBI single in his last time up. First pitch is in the dirt. Here comes the 1-0. Down and away, 2-0. And for Madeira in his first appearance at this level, of course, Ocean County College, a NJCAA team. As this one sliced into the gap in right center field, and that will drop in for Roberge, excuse me. And with some hesitation there, Cardona and Kelly had to hold up. Not sure if that was going to be caught or drop in, and so the bases are loaded for Dario Sosa. Roberge is 2 for 2 with a couple of singles. So Madeira just trying to settle in. First appearance at this level. He buzzes the tower of Sosa, who leans out of the way. And for Georgian court as a whole, it's all a learning experience. First season for its baseball team in program history. Arlen Freeman has been at the helm since being hired in 2024, prepping for its first season of competition this year in 2025. He's been a head coach, had multiple stops at D2 and D3. The 2-0, fouled off by Sosa. Most recently, Freeman helped begin the baseball program at St. Elizabeth's University in Morristown, New Jersey. He was their first ever head coach. He actually started his career at Barry University down in Florida as a pitching coach and graduate assistant. 2-0. Sosa cuts and misses. And Madeira has it evened at 2-2. For Freeman, he's actually spent time in the CACC before. He was the associate head coach, pitching coach, and head of recruiting at Felician. Sosa's 2-2 hit on the ground. Reben had to block it. Stops to his knee, and his throw is late coming to first. Another run scores in Cardona, and the bases stay loaded. That was a tough ball to handle for Carter Reben. Sosa, who has struggled hitting, but when he makes contact, he really gets a lot of it, and that was a worm burner skipping along the ground. And that will be an RBI single for Sosa. First pitch catches the inside corner to the 9-hitter Isaiah Velasco. We had an RBI or 2-run single back in the bottom of the first. The 0-1 drops outside 1-1. Nine to 1, the lead for Post. Velasco misses on the 1-1. 1-2. The 1-2. Velasco shoots it the other way down the left field line. It slices foul. Count stays at 1-2 with nobody out in the bottom of the second. Nearing an hour gone by here in Game 2, which is only going 7 innings. Post looking for a weekend sweep overall and improve to 4-0 to start conference play this year. Velasco takes the 1-2 outside, and it's 2-2. This doubleheader today, one of 3 going on in the CACC. Dominicans at Felician for a doubleheader, and Caldwell is at Bridgeport. The 2-2. Just a touch below the knees. Madeira thought he had strike 3. Instead, it's ball 3, and it's another full count. No room for error. Nowhere to put Velasco. Payoff pitch. Velasco pops it up behind home plate, and it will go out of play. Payoff pitch is in the dirt, and it's a bases loaded walk. That brings Kelly home. And Post is into double figures with 10 runs through an inning and some change. Bases stay loaded as it's back to the top of the order with Rene Vega. And Velasco picks up his third RBI with that walk. Looking around the rest of the CACC. In Game 1, Bridgeport took down Caldwell 11-4. That was actually yesterday. My apologies. They split yesterday. Currently, their first game of their doubleheader is tied at 6 in the top of the 8th. As Vega takes a called strike, and the count is evened at 1-1. There's a called strike on the outer half, makes it 1-2 to Vega. Felician took Game 1 of their doubleheader against Dominican, and now the Chargers are up 4-0 in the top of the 5th in Game 2. Vega jammed inside, sends a dribbler up the middle, flipped to second for one. The throw on to first is in time for a double play. Another run comes across to score, but it's a 4-6-3 double play for Amara and Reben up the middle. So Sosa's the only one still on the bases. Roberge comes in to score. Velasco and Vega head back to the dugout as a follow takes a called strike on the outer half. The 0-1 bounces in and blocked by Lewis. The 1-1. A follow sends a dribbler the other way. Scooped up by Mara. Sidearm throw to first is in time. And Cruz able to stay on the bag for out number 3. And Post adds another 3 runs in the bottom of the second as we head to the third. It's 11-1 Eagles in Game 2 of this Sunday afternoon doubleheader. Welcome back to Waterbury Municipal Stadium into the third inning. 11-1, the lead for Post over Georgian Court. Zion Frazier heads back out on the bump. Post brings 3 runs across in the bottom half of the second inning. It's back to the top of the order for Georgian Court in Carter Reben. He grounded out to third his first time up to begin the game. The 1-0 from Frazier, fouled off by Reben, and it's 1-1. Finds the zone there, and it's 1-2. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Reben chases the high fastball, and Frazier has punch out number 2 on the game. And his first out in the top of the third. Frank Mara comes up to bat now. The second baseman was hit by a pitch and came in to score on an RBI double from Alex Elliott that opened the scoring in the top of the first. Since then, it's been 11 unanswered from Post as there's a comebacker, goes off of Frazier, scooped up by Vega. The throw to first is in time. Vega able to react to the comebacker that ricocheted off of Frazier. And with his weight on his back foot, he's got enough on it to fire that over to Cardona for out number 2. First pitch to Alex Elliott. Burns the inside edge, and it's 0-1. Elliott pulls this one down the line, and it is foul. So quickly 0-2. And here's the 0-2. That's in the dirt. Blocked by Velasco, and it's 1-2. The 1-2. And another foul ball from Elliott. He got on top of it. Dribbles it down the third base line towards the Post dugout. The 1-2. Elliott pops it up. Shallow left field. Alfalo runs towards the line, and he makes the catch. And the side is retired in order. We head to the bottom of the third. 11-1. Post in front on the CACC network. Welcome back to Waterbury Municipal Stadium into the bottom of the third. It's 11-1, Post in front, as there's a new pitcher on the mound for Georgian Court. It is Kyle Kalans coming in. First pitch to Damaris Rodriguez. Popped up towards left field line, and Tamargo moves over to make the catch for out number one. So the sophomore out of New Jersey, who came over with Josiah Madeira from Ocean County College, gets it out on his first pitch thrown in this bottom of the third. And he's also making his first appearance on the year as well. He's ahead on Justin Rivera, the 0-1. Rivera turns on this one, drives it out towards left field. Tamargo turned around, and he finds it and makes the catch for out number two. So 2 quick outs in the third for Kyle Kalans. Michael Cardona digs in. He takes the first pitch ball in the dirt. So a pair of flyouts to left, and there's 2 gone in the third on just 3 pitches. The 1-0 is pushed foul down the right field line, 1-1 to Cardona, who is 2 for 2. He's got an RBI double in the first and a single back in the second. The 1-1. Drops in the dirt and blocked by Lewis. 2-1. Two-one breaking ball. Freezes Cardona. He evens the count at 2-2 with 2 away. He's looking for a 1-2-3 inning. Cardona pulls it, and the catch is made by Santana at third. It's a 1-2-3, bottom of the third. So we head to the fourth. 11-1, the lead for Georgian Court. Top of the fourth inning from Waterbury Municipal Stadium, 11-1, the lead for Post through 3 innings in Game 2 of this Sunday afternoon doubleheader. In the front half, it was a 5-1 win in 9 innings for Post. First pitch from Zion Frazier misses outside to Sammy Cruz. And in this back half game, which will only be 7 innings, Post played it 8 in the first, 3 in the second, as Alfala fires to first, and he's got out number 1 on a ground ball from Sammy Cruz. Zion Frazier continues to work efficiently on the bump. Frazier making his first start of the season for Post. A transfer from Stony Brook. Got the win in his last outing against Bentley. Going 3 2/3, gave up 3 runs on 5 hits. The 1-1. This is outside to Thomas Tamargo. Thomas Tamargo, excuse me. And it's now 3-1. And it's a 5-pitch walk to Tamargo. First base runner for the Lions since Oliver Santana singled in the second. And first non-2-out base runner since it was Alex Elliott with a double. That one eats up Alfala, and what looked like could have been a double play to end the inning instead is a hard hit ground ball off the chest of Alfala that just eats him up off the bat of Jack Greenspan and puts runners on first and second with just 1 out. Larry Rodriguez comes up. He struck out his last time at the dish in the second. So the athletic trainer for Post and head coach Ray Scold going out to check on Alfala, the shortstop, and he is all good, he says. So quick visit. There's the first pitch to Rodriguez, and that's up and in for ball 1. And that one caught Velasco. And he pops back up. I think it's safe to assume that one might have caught Velasco in a spot you don't want to get hit. They're going to get him some water, you know. It's a little pause in the action in the top of the 4th. 11-1. Post in front with 1 out. Couple of runners on. Jack Greenspan at first and Thomas Tamargo at second. Velasco settles back behind the dish. A 1-1 count with 1 gone. Frazier sets back on the bump. Pitch home. On the ground. Fielded at third by Rivera. Steps on third for one. Fires across the diamond in time for a 5-3 double play. So after that long delay, Justin Rivera says, I'll take care of it myself. Steps on third for one, and a strong throw to Cardona with a nice stretch. Ends the top of the fourth. We head to the bottom half with Post up by 10 on the CACC network. Bottom of the fourth inning, new pitcher on the bump for Georgian Court. It is Joe Voley, a graduate student from Bloomingdale, New York. The 6-foot right-hander will make his 5th appearance of the year, 4th out of the bullpen. He's 0-1 with a 12.15 ERA, 6 2/3 innings of work. He's given up 10 runs, 9 of those earned on 9 hits, 2 strikeouts to 11 walks. Opponents are hitting .310 against him this season. And will face 6, 7, and 8 in the post order, beginning with Jalen Kelly. First pitch is a fastball, catching the inside corner. Prior to Georgian Court, Volney pitched 4 seasons at Castleton University in Vermont. Appeared in 10 games last season with 1 start. Threw 5 innings, allowing 3 runs. Finished his Castleton career with 48 appearances and 82 innings and 64 strikeouts. The 0-2. And that is caught on and missed by a pinch hitter here. All right, I didn't even notice that it wasn't Joshua Kelly. Or Jalen Kelly, excuse me. I got all my names messed up right now. It is Brian Zawigbaum. A sophomore fielder. 5'11", 195. That's when he sends a dribbler back to Voley. Underhand toss to first is in time for out number 1. Brings up Hayden Roberge, excuse me. First pitch is outside, ball one. Roberge is 2 for 2 today. A couple of singles and a couple of runs scored. Also has an RBI in his first inning at bat. In game one, he had an RBI along with a single. Came in a score on a hit by pitch. He returns on this one, pulls it into left field, and Tamargo is there for out number 2. Dario Sosa up, swinging on the first pitch, grounded to Santana. He'll fire on the first, and that is a 1-2-3 inning for Volpe. As we head into the 5th, Post up 11-1 on the CACC network. Top of the 5th inning from Waterbury, 11-1, Post in front. A couple of goose eggs over the last 2 innings for both sides. Post put up 8 in the first and 3 in the second after Georgian Court brought the first run across in the first as Oliver Santana drives this one over the head of Sosa and all the way to the wall. Santana with serious speed, digging on his way to third, and is in with a leadoff triple to begin the top of the 5th. A 2 for 2 day on game 2 for Oliver Santana. He was 0 for 3 in game 1. And he's figured something out here against Zion Frazier. He's 90 feet away from bringing in the second run for Georgian Court today. Cody Lewis, the 9-hitter, steps up as he swings on the first pitch, and this is driven into center field. Santana will score, and Cody Lewis stops an 11-0 run by Post in terms of offense with the second run of this game. First since the first inning, makes it 11-2. So Santana and Lewis wasting no time in this 5th inning, gets Georgian Court back on the board. It's back, and they set the table great here for Carter Reben, top of the order. No outs, and it's Lewis over at first. Meanwhile, for Reben, he's 0 for 2. Reached on the second pitch of today in game 1 on a hit by pitch. Since then, he has not gotten back on base. Popped up into foul territory, first base side. Post will run out of room. Count evened at 1-1. Sorry. Snap throw over to first. Diving back in is Lewis. The 1-1. Misses from Frazier, but it was a good spot, and Velasco liked it, pointing back to Frazier, saying that's exactly where I wanted it. Here's the 2-1. Goes back to a breaking ball that Reben lays off as it dips below the zone. 3-1, nobody out. Reben, ground ball up the middle. Alfala couldn't field it on one hop, then can't scoop it up. And so advancing over to second goes Lewis. And Reben stands on first. Still nobody out. That'll be an error against Reben. Might have gotten ahead of himself a little bit. Didn't see it cleanly. Maybe didn't take the best angle on the ball. Just trying to pick that up on one hop and fire it on. There's a pinch runner for Reben. And it's Jules Conti, who's just making his third appearance on the year. First pitch to Frank Mara misses the zone. The 1-0. Mara pulls it on the ground. Alfala on the backhand is an airmail throw. Goes out of play. All the runners will advance to another base, and coming in to score is Cody Lewis. It's 11-3. So Conti advances over to third, and Mara reaches on an error. There will be no RBI in the play. Back-to-back plays with an error for Jesse Alfala. Has it at 11-3 as Frazier finds the zone against Alex Elliott. He's got it again, up 0-2 quickly. Still searching for his first out here in the fifth. It began with a triple from Oliver Santana. He was driven in on a RBI single from Cody Lewis. And there, Frazier right on cue gets his first down. A drop third strikeout of Alex Elliott, and the throw down to first by Velasco is in time for out number one. Another pinch hitter here for Georgian Court. J.R. Osmond pinch hitting for Sammy Cruz. First pitch to Osmond. Takes it for a ball. Osmond this season makes his 8th appearance, 6th at bat. He's 0 for 5 prior to this, and he cuts and misses on the 1-0, and it's 1-1. 1-1. Off the mark, 2-1. Osmond, a sophomore infielder from Jackson, New Jersey. Takes that inside, and it's 3-1 with one gone. Frazier does have a base open with first base unoccupied. 3-1, Osmond pulls it. Rivera fields at third, fires to first. That's in time. Cardona fires it back across the diamond, but it's not in time to get Mara out as Conti came to score from third. And Georgian Court plates 3 runs here in the 5th, trailing 11-4. Tamargo swings on the first pitch, fielded by Cardona. The flip to Frazier, and the inning is over. Georgian Court brings 3 runs across in the top of the 5th. We head to the bottom half. Post up 11-4 on the CACC network. Bottom of the 5th inning from Waterbury Municipal Stadium. 11-4 the lead for Post as Georgian Court brought 3 runs across in the top of the 5th inning. New pitcher on the mound. It is Tyler Dunmeyer, who's making his 2nd appearance on the year. He evens the count at 1-1 as Isaiah Velasco cuts and misses. If you're just joining me, Matt Scalzo, glad you could make me a part of your Sunday afternoon. Post looking for the sweep on this Sunday afternoon and the sweep overall on this weekend series. They took both games yesterday at Georgian Court, 14-4 and then 5-4. And they took game 1 here today, 5-1, and they're up 11-4 in game 2 now. Dunmeyer makes his 2nd appearance on the year. His first came on the 11th of March against Lynn. Gave up 3 runs, 1 earned on 1 hit through 1 inning of work. Eats up that comebacker from Velasco and fires on to first for out number 1. Back-to-back 1, 2, 3 innings from Georgian Court. It was Kyle Callands and then Joe Voley combined for 17 total pitches across those 2 innings. First pitch swing for Vega, grounded to third. fiery throw is in time for out number 2, where Dunmeyer has thrown just 6 pitches. Matt D'Ottavino has come into the game at third base. D'Ottavino makes his 4th appearance on the year, and Justin Afala comes up to bat, and he takes the first pitch strike. Afala shoots it the other way and into right field for a base hit. He's got to hustle to first as Osmond was getting back there, but Elliott holds and won't throw. Afala with a 2-out base knock stops that streak of ten consecutive batters were retired in a row before that hit from Afala. Rodriguez pokes it the other way, and it's out of reach for a diving play by Jalen Bruno. So back-to-back base hits for Post has Alfala at first, or it's at second rather, and Rodriguez is over at first. A lot of defensive changes for Georgian Court, trying to get you caught up on all of those. Oliver Santana has shifted over to short. As I said, D'Ottavino is now over at third. And then J.R. Osmond occupies first base. As Justin Rivera cuts and misses on the 0-1, and he's in an 0-2 hole quickly. As Dunmeyer looks to get out of this inning, work around a couple 2-out base hits. Rivera fights off the 0-2. The 0-2. Rivera pops it up first base side. Osmond running over towards the fence, and he runs out of room. So the defensive changes for Georgian Court has J.R. Osmond at first, as that misses inside to Rivera, so it's 1-2. Jalen Bruno's at second, Oliver Santana's at short, and Matt D'Ottavino is at third. Outfield remains unchanged, as does the catcher in Lewis. The 1-2 from Dunmeyer jams Rivera, sends a blooper to shallow left center, just a couple of steps onto the outfield grass. Oliver Santana makes the grab, and the inning is over. Couple of 2-out base knocks from Post leaves Rodriguez and Alfala stranded. We head to the 6th. It's 11-4 Eagles over the Lions on the CACC network. Into the sixth we go here in Game 2 of this Sunday evening now doubleheader between Post and Georgian Court on opening weekend of CACC play. The Eagles looking to win their fifth straight and sweep the weekend series against Georgian Court. They won the doubleheader yesterday at Georgian Court, 14-4 in Game 1 and 5-4 in Game 2 as Jack Greenspan wastes no time jumping on the first pitch and sending one into center field for a leadoff base hit to begin the top of the sixth. That's back-to-back base hits for Greenspan. Reached base on a single back in the fourth. And now Larry Rodriguez comes up to bat. Oliver Santana and Cody Lewis wait in the wings in this top of the sixth inning. Post trying to get to 5-7 on the year. They started 0-7. And they've found their groove a little bit as of late. Meanwhile, for Georgian Court in their first year as a varsity program, sit at 1-10. They've lost 7 straight games. The 0-1 from Rodriguez is just hit in front of home plate. Velasquez pops up, fires on to first. That's in time. I mean Velasco. My apologies. And Rodriguez is retired. Advancing over to second goes Greenspan. Frazier continues to work on the mound. I'd imagine that head coach Roy Skoll is just going to try and get as much out of him as they can. Ray Skoll trying to get everything they can out of Frazier in this appearance today. Home plate umpire talking to Frazier, telling him he's got to wait. As Santana steps in the box in an 0-1 hole. He tripled and scored his last time up in the fifth. The 0-1. Santana on the ground. It's fielded by Cardona at first. Frazier races over the bag and he catches the toss from Cardona for out number 2. A little PFP action for Zion Frazier. Cody Lewis comes up with two outs. Greenspan has advanced over to third. Frazier looking to work around this leadoff base hit from Greenspan as Lewis shakes his head, says, "I'm not going to swing at that." 1-0. Burns the outside edge, 1-1. No shift done in the infield or the outfield, the 1-1. Pulled by Lewis. Alfala Fields fires to first, the stretch by Cardona. And that is in time for out number 3. So Frazier works around the leadoff single from Greenspan, and we head to the bottom of the 7th, 11-4, Post in front. Welcome back to Waterbury Municipal Stadium. Into the bottom of the seventh we go. New pitcher on the mound for Georgian Court. And dealing in a first pitch strike on the breaking ball is Tyler Jarzewski. He's making his first appearance on the season as well. We've seen that a multitude of times. And he's ahead 0-2. On Manny Contreras, who is making his first at-bat of the year. That is high, it's 1-2. The 1-2. Pulled on the ground, into the chest of D'Ottavio, and he throws it low, gets away from Osmond. Contreras advancing over to second, and he's in there. An error against D'Ottavio puts Contreras on base. That misses low on the first pitch to Brian Zweigbaum. He grounded out to pitcher's last time up. This time he hits it to Santana. He watches Contreras back, and then Santana airmails the throw, and that goes out of play. And coming in to score will be Contreras to make it 12-4. Two plays that Georgian Court would like to have back, as what could be 2 outs has now blossomed up to a run, and nobody out with a runner in scoring position as Hayden Roberge comes back up to bat. And he takes a first pitch ball in the dirt. From Tyler Jarzewski. Steps off the bag and watches Zweigbaum back into second. One-zero comes in and catches the inner half. Evens the count at 1-1. Here, Roberge, lines this into the left center field gap. Coming in to score is Zweigbaum, and it's an RBI double for Hayden Roberge. Gets him to 3 for 4 in game 2. Second RBI of the game as well for him. And the lead is up to 13-4. Dario Sosa comes back up. (13-4) the lead as Sosa steps in, takes a big cut and misses on the breaking ball from Jarzewski. Sosa, ground ball to third. D'Ottavio charges, low throw, and the pick cannot be made by Osmond. Rounding third and holding there is Roberge. And that will be maybe another error against this Georgian court side in this bottom of the 6th inning. Diattavia with second miscue in as many throws he's had, as making no mistake is Velasco, dropping this into the right center field gap. He'll motor on his way to second. Stopping at third is Sosa, and Roberge comes in to score to make it 14-4. Post builds the lead back up to 10. Answering back from the 3 runs that Georgian court played it in the 5th. And it's back to the top of the order with Rene Vega. And they'll give Sosa a single for that one. So Diattavia doesn't get picked up with his second error of the inning. Velasco with his second hit of the game, 3rd RBI. The 1-0 to Vega. Pulled to the right side of the infield. Scooped up by Bruno. Tosses over to first, and there is out number 1 as Sosa comes in to score on the RBI ground out from Rene Vega. First pitch to Alfala misses, and it is 1-0. 4 runs have scored in this bottom half of the 6th. It's up to a 15-4 lead for Post. Next one is high, and it's 2-0 to Alfala. Freezes Alfala with the breaking ball and drops it in for a called strike 1. Velasco 90 feet away over at third. 2-1 from Alfala. Towering pop-up in shallow left center. Catch is made by Rodriguez, and there are 2 gone. And Sean Vining now comes up to bat. Pinch hitter in place of Damaris Rodriguez. First at-bat of the year for Vining. First pitch is high to Vining for ball 1. A sophomore out of Belmore, New York. This one is flown out towards left field. Tamargo makes the catch, and the inning is over. So we will head to the 7th. Post looking for 3 more outs to sweep the doubleheader on this Sunday and sweep the CACC opening series against Georgian Court here on the CACC Network. Top of the 7th inning from Waterbury Municipal Stadium. New pitcher on the mound, Harvey Valera, checks in for Zion Frazier, looking to get the final 3 outs in this 15-4 lead for Post in Game 2 of this Sunday afternoon doubleheader. Eagles looking to sweep the weekend series against Georgian Court 4-0 and start perfect in CACC play and extend their win streak to 5 consecutive games, as Valera misses out of the zone on both of his first 2 pitches to Matt D'Ottavio. Grounded down the third base line. Rivera charges, picks it up, and doesn't have a throw over to first. Valera making his second appearance on the year. Last pitched on the 23rd of February against Malloy. Went 2 innings, giving up 4 runs off of those earned on 7 hits. Had a strikeout as well. First pitch swinging for Jalen Bruno is fouled off. Bruno's first at-bat of the season. Or third at-bat, my apologies. First at-bat of the day. He's 0 for 2 currently on the year. And is low for ball 1. 1-2 the count. Vito leaves off first, the 1-2. Nearly hits Bruno, and count moves to 2-2 with nobody out. Two from Valera. Shot to right field. That'll drop in for a base hit. Vining picks it up, fires it back in. And the first 2 reach for Georgian Court in the 7th. Advancing over to second goes D'Ottavio. And Bruno has his first base hit of the year. Some defensive changes for Post after those pinch hitters. Manny Contreras occupies first with Sean Vining in right. Dario Sosa shifted over to center. And those are all the changes for Post defensively, as Valera delivers a first pitch strike to Alex Elliott. The 0-1 is outside, and it's 1-1. Pulled down the line and left, and it is into left field for a base hit. Roberge will fire it into the cutoff man Rivera. Coming in to score is D'Ottavio. It's an RBI single for Alex Elliott, who gets his second RBI in Game 2 after an RBI double in the first inning. Advancing to second goes Jalen Bruno. J.R. Osmond now steps into the batter's box. First pitch is outside for ball 1. The 1-0. Runner going down to third. The throwdown from Velasco gets past Rivera and into left field. Here comes Bruno, and he will score. Elliott goes over to second, and 2 runs have come across in the top of the 7th. Still nobody out. 15-6. Post in front. A stolen base for Bruno, and then the error on the throw from Velasco. The 1-1. Sharply hit ground ball. Fielded by Vega at second. Fires to first, and there's the first out in the top of the 7th. Elliott goes over to third. Thomas Tamargo now comes up, the left fielder for Georgian Court. Check swing, and it goes foul. Tamargo still going, no batting gloves. Got to respect it in this cold weather. It's warmed up a little bit, though, as this game has gone along. The 0-1. Breaking ball misses down and in over top of the shoes. Makes it 1-1. The 1-1. Tamargo on the ground. Vega's got it again. 2 gone. Coming in to score is Elliott. Tamargo picks up an RBI. Makes it 15-7 on the 4-3 putout. Jack Greenspan comes up, who's been aggressive on the first pitch and has had some hard hit balls today. Struck a fly out well and then has had back-to-back base hits his last 2 times up. Valera fires in the first pitch strike to Greenspan. The 0-1. Lifted towards right field. Vining, long run into foul territory, and he will not get there in time. Count moves to 0-2 against Greenspan. Looking ahead, Post will be back at home for the next 3 games. They'll take on Southern New Hampshire on Wednesday at 3:30. That is a game that was rescheduled from earlier in March, and then they'll be home on Saturday for a doubleheader against Caldwell. The 0-2. Over to Alfala at short. Throw is high, but Contreras able to make the grab, and the game comes to a close. Post sweeps the Sunday doubleheader and sweeps the opening weekend series against Georgian Court in CACC play. Improves to 4-0 in conference play, 5-7 on the year, and they get the win in game 2, 15-7. Kick-started by that 8-run first inning. That will do it for today's games. A 5-1 win in game 1, and then a 15-7 win in game 2. I'll have interviews to follow, but that'll do it for the broadcast so far. If you've made me a part of your day at all, thank you for those of you that joined me. But that'll do it for today's broadcast from Waterbury Municipal Stadium. Till next time, I'm Matt Scalzo signing off from Waterbury. Hayden Roberge with me, Matt Scalzo, after the doubleheader sweep over Georgian Court. Hayden, you had a very productive day at the plate. What was leading to your success so far today?
I really struggled yesterday. I think I was like 1 for 8. And our coaches kind of worked with me on my approach and just kind of seeing the ball a little bit deeper and not trying to be so heavy on my front foot. And that led me to hitting balls and play harder today.
You guys are riding a 5-game win streak right now. What has changed after that start of the year, and how do you try and carry momentum forward game after game?
I think at the start of the year, we just kind of weren't putting all the pieces together. Baseball's a funny game where if you don't play 7 or 9 innings or however long the game is, if you have a couple innings that are kind of wonky and you don't pitch clutch and you don't hit clutch, we weren't driving in runs with guys in scoring position. We're kind of putting the pieces together now, and that's really helped us be successful.
How has it been being back at home after so many games away, even though the weather was less than ideal today, just to be in a place that you're familiar with?
I mean, anytime you don't have to travel. Yesterday, getting back at 11 o'clock at night, but then being able to sleep in your own bed and kind of wake up and get to the yard at a reasonable time, take BP on your home field outside is super, super nice. So it's awesome to be back at Municipal.
Well, congrats on the win today. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, thank you.
Back up a little bit. Matt Scalzo alongside Logan Politano following today's doubleheader sweep over Georgian Court. Logan, you picked up your first collegiate save today. What was working for you on the mound in that appearance?
I think just really like we talked about a lot all week, focusing on the middle outer part of the zone and really attacking them. And we noticed that in our doubleheader yesterday how much they struggled on outer part of the zone. So I kind of went into that, throwing in the pen before I went in, focusing outer half. And honestly, I just outer half the whole time I was in. I just got weak contact the whole game, and it did the job.
You're in your first year here with Post. What's been the biggest learning experience for you, whether it's a player that's been influential on you or a coach?
I would say that the two biggest people who have helped me so far since being here is Brennan Holligan and Matt Seaman, because they've really done a great job just like helping me working on my pitches, my mechanics, velo. So they've had a really big impact on me so far of my freshman year so far.
You guys are riding a 5-game win streak now as a pitching staff. How do you keep carrying momentum game to game?
I think honestly just, going in there with all the confidence in the world, throw strikes, let your defense do the work, and let your offense put up runs and just keep going out there being yourself every single time, being confident, throwing strikes.
Well, congratulations, Logan, on your first save. Keep things going. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.